Wonder Woman 14, which is written by Greg Rucka, art by Nicholas Scott. This is the final issue of the year one story.
And unfortunately, a goodbye to Scott.
Goodbye to Scott, which is a shame, but a replacement's good at least. So I mean, silver lining.
And bright side, she can get working on Black Magic again.
Yeah, volume 2.
Please,
now. Hey, I'm going to have to start bleeping every time a non-DC book's mentioned. Come on.
Unworthy Thor. Unworthy Thor. That's strange.
I'm going to bleep the shit out of you, Matt. Secure that, Skullthorpe.
I love the idea that you'll bleep enemy books, but not any language.
Standards. These are standards and practices.
It was just like, I'm gonna bleep the shit out of you. the shit's fine, but those book titles, oh no.
So Ares showed up at the end of the last issue. Wonder Woman has a great action scene with him, where she fights. Ares tries to steal the location of Themyscira from her, and is shocked to find out that she doesn't even know where it is. That's what she gave up. So we get some great action stuff with them fighting, and then the issue turns to Wonder Woman going around and getting all of these the virus bombs that were set up by the enemy faction. So we see her go into a school, and she has this great scene where she uses the lasso, and it's a lot about how Ares spoke about how people are bad and they're always destined to go to war and fight each other and be horrible.
And that's what he's done to them, and they're edging towards him, not the others.
So it's in the scene in the school later where she's trying to get rid of the bomb, and she's fighting these villains that she says, "No, you're not that. We're not that. That's a lie. This is true." And that's when the lasso goes.
Well, and the gas starts to affect her too.
Yeah.
And she starts to go, and then she ties herself up with her own lasso, so she knows the truth. That's not who she is. That's not what this world is. And it was a nice, such a great image of her going from this rage into calming down and whatnot.
Yeah, because she's getting angry. She's almost wanting to fight. She's going. Yeah. I'm using since I just said not to talk about rival, but she's gone almost Thor anger-esque,
Yeah.
And then reins it back in because no, I'm Wonder Woman. I'm better than that.
The blood rage, exactly, and also how she figures out at the school.
What's that sly smell, Connor? I'm just Connor's smelling.
It was just the way you said that, and it made me go. It made me think of a certain other almost blood rage, and it was a mild annoyance for a second.
Okay.
certain TV show.
Bloodlust.
Bloodlust. Yeah. But how she figures out that it's at the UN school based off of what Ares said, and she's going, I wonder, and it plays up that she's still learning the English language.
Yeah, because it's almost like a tease of her name coming into even though the papers are saying it, of course, but just the way she says, I'm wonder. She keeps saying,
I'm wonder. Yeah. It was just great, and also the other patron gods showing up
to help,
and just basically them all being birds attacking Ares at once.
Yeah,
kind of cracked me up
and then one of them being on Steve's shoulder using an iPhone.
Yeah,
and Steve being
and he's like, "There's an owl."
The owl, which has to be
Athena, right?
Athena, yeah. I almost called her Minerva, which is the Roman version, but
yeah,
Athena. So there's an owl used by iPhone. His whole uncertainty there is so great. Again,
don't think that's an owl.
Yeah.
Oh, so good stuff.
And Barbara Ann, that's why I want to say Minerva, because her name is Barbara Ann Minerva. Yeah. And she's listening to Wonder Woman and Ares talk and interpreting it for everybody, and she's that was a great moment too. So I like how it's still building her supporting cast with everybody.
It is. This is the thing. I would maybe criticize this issue if this was the last year one issue, and it was the last we were seeing of this timeline. I would maybe criticize it for not feeling like enough of a wrap up. But because at the end of the issue, it clearly says, the truth continues next issue. But then this arc for this timeline starts in this issue. So the fact that we're continuing this timeline means I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the only wrap up at the end being them having milkshakes and seeing the newspapers. That's fine.
It's like this is the core group that are ready now to move on in this timeline.
And I'm glad we're going to continue this timeline because I'm enjoying it.
And it's gonna mess me up when we see her become Cheetah after she's been this helpful member.
Because we have to get to that point, right?
It's got to be in this story somewhere.
It has to be now. Yeah.
And after her issue that was her origin, and we've seen her, become Barbara Ann again in the lies.
Which is why I
it's
think
going to make this nice circular story.
When it happens in the next arc or the third arc in this timeline, whenever it happens, I am assuming the arc in the present day will also be when she gets proper, like she has a nice heroic moment in that timeline.
Yeah.
While she becomes cheated and becomes villainous in the past timeline. That'll be cool.
I think that's what's so great about these arcs being alternate issues rather than alternate arcs.
Yeah.
That it really parallels each other and plays off each other so much. And the next arc for this is called God Watch, so alternate with the truth. So I'm really interested to see what we learn about the gods that will inform the truth of what's going on.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Well, too, I also want to know what's going on with Azarellos, because that still happened as far as we know. And so who were those people that she thought were the Olympian gods? And why did Ares look like Brian Azzarello? You know?
Yeah.
If he's this big helmeted dude. You know what I mean?
Was she still the god of war then?
Yeah. So it plays off of all of that too, because she can't find Themyscira. She knows that. And now Ares, who wanted to go back to visit his daughters. So what is that about? You know? How do they play in with the Amazonians? And how different are they going to be when Diana finally gets back? So
it's a very good question, and I think Rucka should answer them because obviously everything's been set up so well and it's paralleled so nicely already.
I think he'll answer a lot of it. I think there's maybe some stuff from Azzarello's run that might not. They might just kind of linger and not be brought up.
Well, no, and that's fine, but the way that we get Ares here compared to that, and we know that she went through that whole God of War thing because that's where she was in the Rebirth issue, and was piecing all that together. So. I think it's important to differentiate that the real gods were these animals that showed up. Those are her patrons with Ares. So who are these other people that were on Mount Olympus and creating weapons for her and Superman and whatnot?
Well, the only criticism I have about the alternating arcs is that it makes writing out what's in the trades a pain because you have to write issue 1, 3, 5. So you can't just write 1, 2.
That's is that how they're collecting the trades?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing the alternate ones.
Yeah, because even Rucka said that it's essentially 2 books.
Yeah, of course they are. Like, do you really think the first trade would be the first half of year 1 and the first half of the lies?
That's the thing. I was confused because it reads like it's intended to be read alternate issues because they parallel so much.
It does, but you could read the arcs parallel and it would still work fairly well.
I wonder if they'll ever do a deluxe that puts it like that, so it creates.
Well, they are doing deluxes.
Well, they're doing deluxe. They haven't announced a Wonder Woman deluxe yet, though.
But I'm wondering if that's how they would do it, so you get that reading it that way.
Yeah, they're going to alternate the issues, or is it just going to be this arc and then that arc?
I'd hope it would alternate the issues.
It might.
I do think that
would
superior
be
format.
A benefit to the deluxe over the trades is if it does that because it would present it the way it was originally. But I don't have a problem with the trades being. I think it would be weird if it was like half an arc and half of another
I agree. It would have been weird, but at the same time, I feel like you're losing some of the experience unless you buy because they're not going to put them both out at the same time, are they?
They're fairly close though.
But that's what Rucka's about is him and like Brubaker giving you reasons to buy the singles.
That's true.
There's an added benefit to him, and that's why he adds all that back matter to Lazarus and Black Magic and whatnot.
I think you use a little bit, but I think it would still, if you buy both trades and you read one and then read the other, I think it'll still mirror quite well.
It'll work, don't get me wrong. I just feel like you would lose something in the translation because we have like issue to issue times that we're noticing things, whereas you'd get, that was in there and that was in there.
I'm sure there's a plan. I'm sure it's going to look beautiful, and I'm sure like the back matter that he will add, we'll get his notes on character design and whatnot because he's good for all of that.
Of course, though, for anyone who listens to us talk about it, if they are waiting for the trades, they'll at least have heard us point out all these things anyway. That when they are reading it, they'll just get them because
it definitely makes me want to get both trades now and read them if I have to. Read them once through how like a trade.
Matt, you've got the issues. Just read the issues in the order.
No. You didn't let me finish. Because it's all in one spot, right? So you read it all that way, then you read that one, and then you can go back to the issues and read them alternately.
But
but surely you could just pick out the issues, the alternate numbers.
Connor, I understand that, but I like that it's all in one spot.
Yeah, but you're not going to be getting the deluxe when that comes out.
I might. let me triple dip.
All right, but if you want a triple dip, you could. I was just trying to save you money, Matt. That's all.
I appreciate it, but geez.
He just wants to throw every penny he has at DC.
Yeah, clearly.
Well, I do, and especially for stuff that deserves it, like Rucka's Wonder Woman run. Which again, I didn't care about Wonder Woman until the Azzarello run, and now this is re-engaging those feelings where I'm glad that I'm reading Wonder Woman.
Oh, I've never been into Wonder Woman quite like I am now. I feel like, I'm going to definitely read Rucka's last run at some point. The first trade of that's out.
I bought that trade the day it came out, and I still haven't touched it yet.
That's where she's blinded by Medusa, right? Like, and she's...
That's one of the plots in it, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Good. So that's Wonder Woman. Great end to the arc. We're looking forward to more, obviously, so...